From WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, Anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Friday, May 31st, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, a local teen is here with an important request that will help raise money and awareness of post-traumatic stress disorder. Plus books for Sandy Hook written by local students and dedicated to those who were involved in this tragedy in Sandy Hook. Our Ann Gownley has the story. In sports, L.A. Tyrone is in for Beth Mensinger tonight. Crystal Harris has What's Up This Weekend, and meteorologist Joe Garbacek has a beautiful weekend forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. The owner of LAG Towing, the firm which had held Wilkes-Barre's towing contract, was arrested today on theft charges. L.A. Tyrone has more.
The arrest affidavit says the FBI's Scranton office set up a sting and had an investigator from state police make contact with LAG's owner, Leo Glodzik. Now, authorities said he had several conversations about towing cars and what happens to things inside of them. Then, on January 29th, the agent called Glodzik to have him tow a Cadillac, which was being seized as part of a drug operation. The agent told Glodzik there's a couple of grand in the ashtray. It turned out to be $2,100. A witness says he saw Glodzik put the money in his pocket. Then later, the agent said Glodzik gave him $1,100 and kept the rest. The charges were filed by Luzerne County DA Stephanie Salavanis. Glodzik was arraigned this morning at District Judge Rick Cronauer's court on Hazel Street. He was released on $5,000 unsecured bond. Glodzik pronounced the charges against him bogus. A few minutes later, an angry Mayor Tom Layton suspended LAG's contract with the city permanently.
And I'm announcing that the towing contract with LAG Towing is suspended effective immediately. I have determined that this suspension is permanent in nature. It is warranted due to contract violations determined by the city's investigation, as well as charges filed by the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office.
Now, Layton has been under pressure to can the LAG contract. Two councilmen, Tony George and Bill Barrett, both called for it to be canceled. Today, Layton said he and Police Chief Jerry DeSoy were informed the FBI was investigating, so they did nothing until that agency was done.
Chief DeSoy immediately notified me of the ongoing criminal investigation, and we collectively decided not to take any official action that might hinder, impede, or in any way disrupt the progress of that probe into either the tower or the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department. It is important to note that no Wilkes-Barre City police officer, city employee, or administrative official has been implicated in the alleged actions of Mr. Glodzik.
Interestingly, in his announcement, Layton made it almost sound as though the suspension was coming whether criminal charges were filed or not, though they may have hastened it.
We have been monitoring the situation very closely, as I indicated since last fall. Not only were we looking into this, but we have a lot of other things we're looking into, and we felt comfortable to wait until the entire investigation was completed.
Bob Kadlubowski is the owner of Citywide Towing, which used to have the city contract under then Mayor Tom McGroarty, and has been very critical of the city's contract with LAG.
Well, I'm very limited to what I could say, but it's a step in the right direction, and I expect more to come in the several months.
Foul Zone Towing has been assigned the city contract on an interim basis.
We're very pleased that the Wilkes-Barre City Mayor and Chief of Police had the confidence in us to take over this contract on very short notice, obviously. At this point, I know that they asked us to do a temporary contract with the city, pending, I'm sure, the outcome of LAG Towing's legal issues.
Glodzik will enter a plea, guilty or not guilty, at a preliminary hearing. Layton says the city will appoint an arbiter in the event LAG tries to contest the suspension. L.A. Tyrone, WYLN's late edition.
Thanks, L.A. Well, it was a letter the city of Hazleton did not expect to receive. A letter that gives the city until June 15th to decide whether it will merge Hazleton Public Transit into the Luzerne County Transportation Authority.
The mayor received a letter yesterday from a representative at PennDOT discussing a consolidation or merger of the Luzerne County Transit Authority with the Hazleton Public Transit operation. That was something that was discussed. There was a report done a number of years ago claiming significant savings. After a number of meetings here with PennDOT officials, they were not able to really show where the savings would come from Hazleton merging in. There was a savings from the shared ride operation merging with LCTA. So anyway, we questioned where those savings were coming from.
City Administrator Steve Hahn reacting to the letter, which comes on the heels of controversy over alleged ghost ridership on county buses. Hahn questions the sudden request and deadline and believes the merger would not be beneficial to Hazleton.
The savings that they were showing, to me, are phantom savings. There could be some savings, but what they were claiming is kind of phantom in some ways. The operation, I don't know what prompted this. There certainly has been some very close scrutiny of the operation of Luzerne County Transit Authority in their ridership counts. They've dropped about in half from what they were previously. The state's really looking at that, why those numbers were what they were. Were there really riders on there?
Meantime, Hazleton's bus service is running smoothly on its own.
Hazleton, on the other hand, we're building our routes with adding new service to the industrial park, which is a very positive thing. But again, my own look at it would be, and anything that was looked at here, would be this operation is run very efficiently. There are contractors that employ local drivers to run these routes. I think if it was taken over or merged, that may be in jeopardy.
Now, Hahn did attend a meeting on the matter last fall when he was then Director of Public Transit. He said there has been no discussion since then, and this letter was a complete surprise. Meanwhile, Joe Iannuzzi, the mayor of Hazleton, who opposes the merger, plans to draft his own letter in response next week. Police say the man driving the car in this accident had marijuana in his blood. Now, the accident happened March 21st on Market Street in Kingston. 18-year-old Tyler Troth was driving the Taurus, which crashed into Del Balso Ford. Today, he was charged with accidents involving injury, driving under the influence of a controlled substance, and related counts. He was arraigned by District Judge Paul Roberts and released on $10,000 unsecured bail. Troth and a female front seat passenger had to be extricated by Kingston firefighters. A female rear seat passenger was found unresponsive. No one was seriously hurt. A preliminary hearing is set for June 19th. The Hazleton Area School Board approved a fact finder's report in the contract dispute with the Support Personnel Union. However, the union itself rejected it. Members of the Hazleton Area Education Support Professionals Association voted 132 against and 14 for. The three-page report prepared by fact finder Francis McGrath called for raising health insurance copays but keeping deductibles at present levels. A wage freeze in the first year, 50 cents in the second year retroactive to July 1st, 2012, and 50 cents in the third and fourth years. The union said that meant negative income for some members. The union has been without a contract for a year. Tonight, 2 high schools in Schuylkill County held graduation ceremonies. "158 seniors processed into the football stadium at Tamaqua Area High School with their parents and loved ones watching. The main speaker for the commencement exercises, Thomas Berner from the class of 1961, a retired journalist.
It's not an honor I expected. Some of you may recall that President George W. Bush addressed the commencement audience at his alma mater and said, in effect, even a C student can become president. Well, I'm here as proof that even a C- student can become a commencement speaker. Who knows what future commencement speaker lurks behind me?
Now, this year's valedictorian was Tyler Michael Butkus. Congratulations to the senior class of Tamaqua Area High School. And moving just a few towns over, members of the North Schuylkill class of 2013 accepted their diplomas as well. The night was full of emotion for the grads and their families. We spoke with class president Matt Gownley about his time at North Schuylkill.
I had a great experience at North Schuylkill. I made a lot of memories here, a lot of great friends. Yeah, I just had a really good time. Sports, activities, and tonight it's just a little closure to a great career here.
Tonight's commencement address was given by Chaz Kaczynski, the managing partner of iBox Films. For everyone at North Schuylkill's class of 2013, everyone at WYLN wishes you the very best and congratulations. After months of planning, the Greater Hazleton Area Unit of the American Cancer Society officially kicked off its 19th annual Relay for Life this afternoon at 5 o'clock.
All right, everybody, the day's here, the time is here. Are you ready to relay? I want to thank everybody who done anything to help me in this year of planning for this event. Mother Nature is working with us this year. Let's have a good relay, 24 hours nonstop of fun, entertainment, remembering, celebrating, and fighting back.
Michelle Connors is the chair for this year's event, which runs through 5 p.m. tomorrow. The opening ceremonies featured the Hazleton Area High School Cougar Marching Band, area veterans, and more.
We all think it's very important to support the Relay for Life. Most all of us at the site have been touched in one way or another by cancer. And me personally, both of my parents have passed away from cancer, and so it's one of the reasons why I support Relay and participate every year.
Now, this year's relay is in a brand new location, the track at Cougar Park on the campus of Hazleton Area High School. It will feature entertainment, great food, tricky trays, unique fundraisers, plus for the first time ever, kids activities all day tomorrow. The event concludes at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Organizers stress the public is encouraged and welcome to come out and enjoy relay and help make this the best relay ever. The Laurel Mall is hosting a special exhibit through Sunday, the Anthracite Railroad Club. Gary Perna reports.
If you are a train enthusiast like me, you're going to love this story. Since 1983, the Reading Historical Society has set up a replica of the Reading Railroad system to promote what the Reading Railroad used to look like. President of the Reading Company and Technical and Historical Society, Dwayne Angle, spoke with us today about the display at the Laurel Mall.
Well, we have a working model railroad here that represents different areas of the Reading Company track system. It's one of the few ways that you can get out and actually see what things used to look like, because there's a lot of places where the track's been removed.
The display is set up to depict different areas of what was the Reading Railroad and to show people what it used to look like back in the steam days up to what it looks like now in the diesel days. Many people have been stopping by the display since it was put up.
People that are out here love the layout. They're impressed with all the detail and all the time that we put into getting the layout up and running and presenting it.
Yep. Bill Lagoda came out to see the display. It reminded him of his first train he had as a young boy.
My first train was a little red 3 or 4 cars wind-up. They used to have to crank it up to get it to go. And it was only like maybe a 5-foot track at most. It'd go around once or twice and then I'd have to wind it up again. But this is really incredible to see all of this.
The display will be set up until Sunday night at the Laurel Mall. At the Laurel Mall for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Well, time now to get our first look at the weekend forecast. Meteorologist Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center. Joe, they were praising you at Relay for Life because great weather for the first time in a long time for that wonderful event and for the whole weekend, right?
Well, overall, it was a nice day today for our Friday, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms to talk about for this weekend. A cool one as well. And you heard about those twisters in Moore, Oklahoma not too long ago. Unfortunately, they're under the gun once again, Oklahoma City. We'll check in with that type of weather coming up next in the 7-day forecast.
Cause it don't look like a restaurant. Schmisket time. Dude, it's midnight. 24/7 style. Time to cook up some abs. Oh, no, she didn't.
And she had the nerve to speak to me. We're not even friends anymore.
Yes, she... Mac and cheese for me.
touch the screen. Get the awesome food.
It's known as the Tricky Triangle, a track whose sum total equals a challenge like nowhere else.
Smoke is boiling between Busch and Johnson.
It is Pocono Raceway, where the first race was won by a king. Every race is full throttle to the photo finish.
Virtual dead heat.
And wrecks are not the end, but the start of a comeback. This is Pocono Raceway, where history is measured in right angles.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week only at Heritage, Pure Organics Russet Potatoes. 5-pound bag, only 99 cents. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the Downtown Hazleton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazletonchamber.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Blue. Make sure you tune in to WYLN 35. Great recipes and great Italian cuisine only on WYLN 35.
Well, it has been quiet across the Northeast today, thankfully, and feeling more like summer across our area. But the folks out toward the west, they don't need any type of more severe weather. They've had plenty of it, especially in and around the Oklahoma City area. The unfortunate part about it is they're getting hammered even now as I speak. In fact, here's a look at some of the storm reports that are now starting to come in. And you can see them lining up from anywhere from wind reports to tornado reports to hail to flooding from Oklahoma through Kansas, through Missouri. In fact, leading edge even going up to Illinois. Just a wicked line of some heavy storms, and out of those thunderstorms, very often you produce tornadoes. And that's exactly what's occurring. In fact, Oklahoma City has been under the gun. This is something you don't see too many times. The reds actually are tornado watches, which continue to be in effect. You can continue to see that line from Oklahoma through the southeastern part of Kansas, Missouri, even through Illinois. That's a pretty fine line there. Those are all tornado watches which are in effect. This purple box you see here, you may be wondering, what in the world is that? That's actually a tornado emergency. And when that is issued, that means, yes, there's a tornado on the ground, at least one or more, and it's headed toward a largely dense populated area. And you can see all through this area from Oklahoma City and more is just toward the east of that. And in and around the Oklahoma City area, there's been confirmed at least now 4 or more tornadoes have touched down. In fact, even up through Missouri, there's a confirmation of at least 1 or more tornadoes which have touched down. And the bad news about Oklahoma City and more, keep in mind the timing of this. This was right around the rush hour, and Interstate 35 and 40 go through parts of those two areas, and unfortunately people were stranded. People couldn't go anywhere. It was rush area. Rush time, I should say, and people were just like sitting ducks. I hate to say it. They were forced to abandon their vehicles. Unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a lot of devastation, probably a lot of injuries, and unfortunately a number of fatalities with all those storms as they continue to race toward the east. It is quiet, though, across the Northeast right now. Nothing to talk about on our Live 35 Skycast. Doppler continues to be very mild, 72 degrees outside our station right now. We were above where we should be for this time of year, 87 and 69, the split in temperatures for the day. Muggy start to our morning. We got down only into the 60s, getting up into the 80s to near 90 degrees, and it continues to be muggy right now, 71 in New Angola, 76 in Berwick, and 75 degrees in Monomoy City. So heading into tomorrow, it will continue to be hot. It will be continuing to be humid across our area. Can't rule out, again, some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and it looks like a better chance of seeing some more showers and thunderstorms as we go into our Sunday, and then we start to cool down as we head into early next week. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. We see the cool down in the forecast. We drop off into the upper 60s as we start going into the beginning part and middle part of next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 254, the big 4, 7490. Quinto numbers looking like this: 75298, and the cash 5, 256, 8, and 40. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up next, we have Donnie Matrone, a Hazleton Area High School senior. She's here with a very important cause to help area veterans, and you can help her right after the break.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WILN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Community Services for Sight will hold the 5th Annual Festival of Sight June 8th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Community Park in Hazel Township. Entertainment, crafts, food, games, tricky trays, airplane rides, a car show, and more. For more information, call Lori, 455-0421.
When it comes to the Wire Guys, you are going to have an amazing experience. And if it means giving you back your money, plus, I'm going to do it. We guarantee everything. 112% money back guarantee. Labor and material guaranteed for a year. So you don't really need to worry about it. You're going to walk up to the wall, throw the switch, put your power cords in, the outlets, and everything is the way it's supposed to be. Call me. Your time is valuable. If we're late, you get paid.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
WILN Sports, broadcasting live June 8th and 9th at the Weatherly Hill Climb. WILN Sports will take you up the hill, past the Devil's Hook, around the hairpin turn, and through the Dutchman. All the turn-by-turn coverage of the Weatherly Hill Climb, live on WILN TV 35. Saturday, June 8th from noon to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. WILN, the station to turn to when you want live sports. WILN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Tonight I'm pleased to welcome a very special young lady, a Hazleton Area High School senior. Her name is Donnie Matrone, and she's going to be graduating soon from Hazleton Area High School, so congratulations on that. And while everybody's thinking about graduation and, you know, their plans after school and that, she has a really good cause that she's worrying about right now, and it all started on Memorial Day, and she calls it my Memorial Day present to my dad. So first of all, tell us a little bit about your dad. I know that you lost him a few years ago, and he was a veteran. So tell us about him, who he was, and all about him.
Well, my dad, he served in the Vietnam War, and then...
I guess we should start with his name, huh? I didn't ask his full name.
Yes, Guy Matrone, and people who knew him called him Duck.
Okay. And so he served in the Vietnam War. And I know we have a photo of you and him, and that we'd like to put up and everything as well to show people. There he is right there. And I asked you, the cause that you've taken up is to help raise awareness and money for post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, as many people know it. And we were talking a little bit before we went on the air, and I asked you if your father was diagnosed with that, and what did you tell me?
That he was not diagnosed, but I do believe that if this was known about, the program Valor, it would have definitely helped him.
Okay. Now the program Valor, what is that?
It's a program that helps returning veterans who either have problems like post-traumatic stress disorder, or they help them with housing or health care if they're having problems doing that when they return from serving.
Now, this is a link that people go on, a page that they like on Facebook. How did you find out about this, first of all?
Well, I found out through my mother, who the company she works for agreed to do a deal where for every new like they get on their Facebook page, 2 cents will be donated to the Valor Foundation.
Wow. So all people have to do is literally the click of a mouse is what's going to do it for everybody, or a click on their phone, or whatever they want to do it. So you are trying to raise awareness to tell people to go, and we're putting up the information right there that you can see, the information that was sent to us by Donnie here, where you can go and like and share this on your Facebook page. And it's so simple. It doesn't cost anybody anything, but yet they're raising money for our veterans. Why was this so important to you? You're at a busy time right now with graduation and everything with school, and yet you wanted to do this.
Well, not only in honor of my father, but also once I graduate and go on to college, I'm going to hopefully go in the field where I help our soldiers when they return home. So it's what I also want to do as a career.
Oh, okay. Are you going into the medical field, or?
I want to be a psychiatrist and help analyze the veterans when they return home and help them go back into society.
Okay. So now how simple is it for people? I guess for somebody who maybe, like me, I mean, I know a little about Facebook, but for maybe somebody who's not too familiar with everything, walk us through it. What would they do? What do they have to click on, and what do they have to, how do they go to the site?
Well, any of my friends that are friended to me on Facebook could easily just look on my profile and see the posts I have and like the posts for creative energy options. But if not, you could easily just search creative energy options and then like their Facebook page, and that's all you have to do.
Okay, and we also have it on our Facebook page. So if you go to WYLN Late Edition as well, you can find the link there as well, and just simply click on it. There's the information up on your screen right now. And people can also make donations to this, not just by liking it. If they're a company or an individual wants to make a donation, there's information there. There's websites we have up as well. So you encourage them to do that too?
Yes.
Well, I'm very impressed that a young lady your age, a high school senior, took the time to do this. And this started on Memorial Day, and when does it end?
It ends on the 4th of July.
How appropriate is that? So what would you want to say to everybody out there? Why is this so important that they go do this immediately?
Well, basically it's just so easy to do, and it costs them nothing, and it's such a help to the people who have helped save us and preserve our freedom. It's just a small thank you.
Well, I know your mom's out here probably extremely proud listening to you, and I bet your dad is very proud as well for what you're doing. So I say thank you for trying to help out our veterans, and best of luck at graduation and in your plans after graduation as well.
Thank you.
Donnie Matrone. So if you know her on Facebook, you'll be able to get the link there, or you can go to our Facebook page or call the station if you need any more information. We'll try to help walk you through it. I hope you raise a lot of money.
Thank you.
All righty. We'll be in. Beth, I was going to say Beth is in with sports, but see, I'm the one that made the mistake. Beth's not in tonight. It's L.A. Tyrone Surprise in for sports tonight, so he's in next right after the break.
Friendly people at Pantry Quick at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Seibert Streets in Hazleton for decades has been your first stop for lottery tickets, munchies, and soda. Now Pantry Quick is your first stop for 6-packs of your favorite beer. All the domestic name brands such as Budweiser, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, Landshark, and Yuengling. Pantry Quick also carries a large variety of imports and craft beers. Stop in today to Pantry Quick, now carrying all your favorite beers at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Seibert Streets in Hazleton.
All
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
Join us this week on Women Today. It's part 2 of our senior care series. Dr. Benyo is back in the house. He's going to talk to you about keeping fit at any age. Later in the show, Anne-Marie File from Providence Place is going to tell you about her great facility and the many programs they have to keep seniors fit and healthy. Later in the show, we're going to tell you who won those great giveaways, and we're going to tell you how you can do good and help out 4 area police departments. It's all coming up on Women Today. Join us.
We're back, and welcome into the first half of sports. Baby Pens trying to even up the series tonight with the Syracuse Crunch. Let's go out to the arena and see what happened. Roll that videotape. In the first here, Penguins jump ahead to the Crunch. A goal from Scott Harrington. They take the quick 1-0 lead. The Crunch answer quickly with a goal from Brendan Mickelson. Ties things up at 1 apiece. Now, in the second period here, this is Jason Megna. He would ignite the crowd with a breakaway goal. Pens go up 2-1. But here come the Crunch, answering with a goal from Brett Connolly. An early third period goal coming up here in a second by Tyler Johnson. Then J.T. Wyman. Goal late in the third. Crunch wins. Score there, 4-2. And the Pens find themselves down 3-1 again. 2 miraculous comebacks in a row? Probably not very likely. Well, we can go to the AHL scoreboard tonight, but there's really not much on it because the Pens lose to Syracuse 4-2 here. And the only other game on it, Grand Rapids, the Griffins in Oklahoma City, and they're postponed because of the situation that Joe had just told you about with all the tornadoes in Oklahoma City and there and about. And also the Iron Pigs making a move today, and they had sent the AAA pitcher down to AA. That is, he's 2-2 with a 4.09 ERA in 37 appearances. And I would tell you his name, but unfortunately they won't put it on my screen here. But he will pitch for Reading. The Pigs also called up 2 guys from the Reading Fightin' Phils. That'll do it for this half of sports. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the scoreboards, and Lisa's got the recaps when we come back. Stay here. It's late edition of WILN.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Tingo is going to share some advice with our viewers on how they can age gracefully and be healthy and fit throughout all the seasons of their life. It's coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Recapping tonight's top story, the owner of LAG Towing, the firm which had Wilkes-Barre's towing contract, was arrested today on theft charges. Here's L.A. Terong.
The arrest affidavit says the FBI Scranton office set up a sting and had an investigator from state police make contact with LAG's owner, Leo Glodzik. An authority said he had several conversations about towing cars and what happens to things inside of them. Then, on January 29th, the agent called Glodzik to have him tow a Cadillac, which was being seized as part of a drug operation. The agent told Glodzik there's a couple of grand in the ashtray. It turned out to be $2,100. A witness says he saw Glodzik put the money in his pocket. Then later, the agent said Glodzik gave him $1,100 and kept the rest. The charges were filed by Luzerne County DA Stephanie Salavanis. Glodzik was arraigned this morning at District Judge Rick Cronauer's court on Hazel Street and was released on $5,000 unsecured bond. Glodzik pronounced the charges against him bogus. A few minutes later, an angry Mayor Tom Layton suspended LAG's contract with the city permanently.
And I'm announcing that the towing contract with LAG Towing is suspended effective immediately. I have determined that this suspension is permanent in nature. It is warranted due to contract violations determined by the city's investigation, as well as charges filed by the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office.
Now, Layton has been under pressure to can the LAG contract. Two councilmen, Tony George and Bill Barrett, both called for it to be canceled. Today, Layton said he and Police Chief Jerry DeSoy were informed the FBI was investigating, so they did nothing until that agency was done.
Chief DeSoy immediately notified me of the ongoing criminal investigation, and we collectively decided not to take any official action that might hinder, impede, or in any way disrupt the progress of that probe into either the tower or the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department. It is important to note that no Wilkes-Barre City police officer, city employee, or administrative official has been implicated in the alleged actions of Mr. Glodzik.
Interestingly, in his announcement, Layton made it almost sound as though the suspension was coming whether criminal charges were filed or not, though they may have hastened it.
We have been monitoring the situation very closely, as I indicated since last fall. Not only were we looking into this, but we have a lot of other things we're looking into, and we felt comfortable to wait until the entire investigation was completed.
Bob Kadlubowski is the owner of Citywide Towing, which used to have the city contract under then Mayor Tom McGroarty, and has been very critical of the city's contract with LAG.
Well, I'm very limited to what I could say, but it's a step in the right direction, and I expect more to come in the several months.
Foul Zone Towing has been assigned the city contract on an interim basis.
We're very pleased that the Wilkes-Barre City Mayor and Chief of Police had the confidence in us to take over this contract on very short notice, obviously. At this point, I know that they asked us to do a temporary contract with the city, pending, I'm sure, the outcome of LAG Towing's legal issues.
Glodzik will enter a plea, guilty or not guilty, at a preliminary hearing. Layton says the city will appoint an arbiter in the event LAG tries to contest the suspension. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Thanks, L.A., and that's a look at our top story recap. When we come back, 26 books written by local students in memory of students lost at Sandy Hook. Plus, L.A.'s in with the second half of sports.
Weekend is upon us practically. Find out what we can expect for your Saturday and Sunday coming up in a few.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazelton, serving the greater Hazelton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazelton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Recently, I interviewed a constitutional attorney, and he made the point that one of the most important things we need to do to make government better is for state legislators to shore up states' rights. This week, I'm joined by State Representative Tara Toohill of the 116th District. We'll talk about liquor privatization, pensions, and the state budget, and what she is doing to enforce and enhance states' rights. This week on The Storm, only on WYLN.
Welcome back. A special way to honor the victims of the horrific Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Books dedicated to each victim. Late Edition's Ann Gownley was at the Hazleton Area School District's 9th grade center today, where student authors read their stories to preschoolers for the very first time.
26 books for 26 families who suffered a devastating loss on a day that the world will never forget. The tragic shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School on December 14th, 2012. Students in Pam Bromley's creative writing class have spent many hours researching, writing, illustrating, and publishing their own children's books, each written about a different victim of the shooting. This is the third time Bromley had her students create these books, but this year things are being done a little differently in an extra special way.
Last semester, the day that we came over here to read was December 14th, and when we got back, we of course heard about the Newtown tragedy, and it was just a tremendous emotional experience. And at that point in time was kind of when this idea was born, as far as donating our books to Newtown, to the families of the victims, and also a copy will be in the Sandy Hook Library.
And today the students were able to share their stories for the first time to a very captive audience, preschool students at the Hazleton Area 9th grade center.
It's an excellent opportunity for my students as writers to see the impact that their work has on their audience, and it's an awesome experience for the preschoolers. They just love it when the big kids come and share time with them.
We spoke with some of the authors in between reading their stories. Senior Tara Scarcella wrote her book about 7-year-old Josephine Gay. Scarcella says she hopes Josephine's family enjoys this book and adds that she was honored to be able to dedicate this book to Josephine.
I chose her because she was autistic and I might work with autistic children one day. Elements of my book, I tried to make the main character of the book look like her. I gave her the same name as well. And since she was mute, she could not talk, I made the protagonist in the book a mime, and it had superpowers like shooting peanut butter out of its hands because she loved peanut butter, and the girl in the book is selling lemonade because Joey loved lemonade as well. And I made the mime's hair purple because she liked the color purple.
Megan Mahalik, a senior at Hazleton, dedicated her book to Anne Marie Murphy, a teacher at Sandy Hook who risked her life to save her students.
We got short biographies on them, and in it said that she protected her children that she was watching in the classroom, and I told my point of view of that through a story of a superhero, and she was portrayed as Madam Defender in it, and she watched over the kids from a faraway planet.
10th grader Samantha Belishko also wrote a story for one of the young victims that she will always keep in her thoughts.
I think that it really means a lot. It was a really, really good opportunity and experience to be able to do this, and I really hope that they like everything that they receive in the books, and I think they'll appreciate it a lot. I really hope they do, and it's a great experience.
Brenna Hartman also wrote a story about one of the victims, but she had a side project that she wanted to share with the families, a poem for the victims.
I write a lot. I kind of just my hobby. It just kind of came to me. I figured I wanted to do something to give back, and obviously there's not much I can do as a senior in high school. So I thought even just a little bit would help a little bit. So I just kind of just kind of wrote it.
Some of the youngest students we spoke with tell us they had a great time this morning hearing all of the stories, and some even helped the students read the books. Do you like the books that you read today?
Yes.
What was your favorite part about the books?
I know what's why when I can read all the way. I can read a book.
Were you helping her read some of the books?
Yes.
Did you have fun today?
Yes.
Did you like the books that were being read?
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to say to the high school kids?
Yes. Thank you.
Bromley says with the books published, they will always be able to remember the good they did for Sandy Hook and keep the memories close to their hearts.
As far as, donating the copies, that I think teaches them, to do all things with love. I spoke with Newtown today, the secretary to the superintendent, and she actually said, this was done with love, and we know that. And that's what it is. It's a labor of love. And I think, honestly, the world needs a lot more of that.
Honestly, I can't even imagine the heartbreak and the hurt that they are enduring. And I'm so sorry for your loss. And you're always in my heart. Always. Sorry.
The books are expected to be delivered to Sandy Hook next week, with a dedicated copy going to each family member and to the Sandy Hook Library. In Hazel Township, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. Not a dry eye in the house here tonight. Congratulations to Mrs. Bromley and her students. That is a fabulous project that they did. We're proud of you. Well, the weekend is here, and guess what? So is Crystal Harris with What's Up This Weekend.
And here's what's up this weekend. Don't forget about the annual Relay for Life of Greater Hazelton event that is going on right now at its new location, the HAHS Cougar Track. The relay began at 5 p.m. this evening and goes until 5 p.m. tomorrow. There is still lots to see and do, so be sure to stop by. You can head over to Hazel Township Community Park tomorrow for a community yard sale. The event runs from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. at Community Park. Also this weekend, you can head over to the Laurel Mall for the Reading Company Historical Society's train display. So stop by and see the well-known train display both tomorrow and Sunday during normal mall hours. Tomorrow is the first ever Weston Community Yard Sale. The event will take place at the Weston Athletic Association Park and will feature a bake sale in addition to the yard sale. The Diamond Church Bread Basket Ministry is holding their monthly meal tomorrow from noon until 1 p.m. at their fellowship hall on North Locust Street in Hazelton. There is no charge for the meal, but monetary and food donations are always appreciated. If you feel like heading to Mountaintop tomorrow evening, you can stop by the St. Jude's Church for the St. Jude's International Fest. The festival runs from 4 until 11 p.m. tomorrow and will feature lots of food, games, and fun for the whole family as always. Then you can head over to the Mohegan Sun Casino in Wilkes-Barre tomorrow to catch local group Gas Station Disco performing at Breakers. That show goes from 9:30 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. Sunday is the Standard Speakers annual purse sale at the Laura Mall. The sale runs from noon until 5 p.m. on Sunday, and proceeds benefit the Standard Speakers newspaper and education program. The 6th annual Shayla's Walk is slated for Sunday at Urena Park in Weatherly. Registration is at noon with the walk beginning at 1. Cost to participate in the walk is $10. Proceeds benefit the Shayla Bird Memorial Scholarship Fund, and there will also be tricky trays available to take a chance on. For more information, call 233-5528. Dina Stewart of Love Your Life Yoga will be hosting a special yoga class on Sunday at the Beth Israel Temple on Church and Hemlock Streets in Hazelton. The class will begin at 1 p.m. and benefits the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. For those of you who like to plan ahead, mark your calendars for the Hazelton Art League's day trip to Philadelphia on June 23rd. The trip includes stops at the Barnes Museum and the Rodin Museum. Deadline to register is getting closer. That deadline is June 9th, and cost is $100 for Art League members and $115 for non-members. For more information, call the Art League at 454-0092. That's what's up this weekend. Stay with us for more Late Edition coming up right here only on WYLN.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Longing for the warm days of summer? Well, you can get your favorite taste of summer right now. Rita's on the Airport Road in Hazel Township is now open for the season. Check out their new ice flavors like chocolate chip cookie dough ice, plus all your favorites like gelati, mistos, blendinis, milkshakes, and new for spring, unlimited topping sundaes. Why choose just one when you can have them all for one low price? Rita's, now open. Stop in today. Pennsylvania's filled with interesting things. You just need to know where to look. Come with us off the beaten path.
At Cuck's Turkey Farm, we are family owned and operated for over 45 years, and we consistently strive to produce premium poultry. We offer the finest all-natural country poultry, antibiotic-free, all-vegetarian fed with superior white meat yield and exceptional flavor. So we invite you to experience the unique natural taste of our poultry for your enjoyment and your health. Give us a call or stop in today.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
WILN Sports, broadcasting live June 8th and 9th at the Weatherly Hill Climb. WILN Sports will take you up the hill, past the Devil's Hook, around the hairpin turn, and through the Dutchman. All the turn-by-turn coverage of the Weatherly Hill Climb, live on WILN TV 35. Saturday, June 8th from noon to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. WILN, the station to turn to when you want live sports. WILN, we're your local network.
And we're back, second half of sports. Phillies have released reliever Chad Durbin. Now, he came back to the Phillies in January. The reunion was not great. In 16 innings, he allowed 16 earned runs on 25 hits and 9 walks. He did manage to strike out 16. The Phillies have called up left-hander Joe Savory from the Iron Pig. Savory is 27 years old. Well, the Cubs are 8 games under 500, 12 and a half out of first place in the National League Central. But don't blame their pitchers' bats. Yes, I said bats. Cubs pitchers, 19 RBIs this month, the most by any pitching staff in a month since the 1940 Detroit Tigers. How about that, you Cub fans? The New York Rangers have been granted permission to speak with Toronto Marlies head coach Dallas Eakins and former Vancouver Canucks head coach Alain Vigneault. Now, as you know, the Rangers fired John Tortorella 2 years ago. The Marlies are the Maple Leafs AHL affiliate, and Eakins has been the Marlies bench boss since 2009. He's got 2 years left on his 3-year deal. Vigneault was fired earlier this week by the Vancouver Canucks. Roberto Luongo may be headed to the island in Canada. TSN's Bob McKenzie is reporting the Islanders do have interest in Vancouver's much-maligned goalies. Now, Evgeny Nabokov led the Isles to the playoffs this year for the first time in almost a decade, but he is an unrestricted free agent. Vancouver would take Rick DiPietro, who signed a 15-year contract 7 years ago, but has played in just 60 games since. This past year, Luongo, 9-6 with a .256 goals against average. And a suburban Pittsburgh bar is taking the Penguins-Bruins series seriously. Howler's Coyote Cafe in Bloomfield will not sell any Boston beer for the Eastern Conference playoffs between the Penguins and the Bruins. Let's go to the scoreboard, and we start tonight in the minors, where the Fightins lose to the Arrows. Harrisburg goes down to Trenton by a score of 4-3. In the International League, the game you saw right here on WYLN, sensational catch in the ninth inning to save it for the Iron Pigs by Jermaine Mitchell. And the Pigs beat the Braves 2-0. Rail Riders fall to Durham 8-4. Buffalo beats Norfolk 6-3. Russ Kanzler went 1-4 tonight. He is now hitting .271. In the National League, Cole Hamels is now 1-9. Brewers beat the Phillies. The Reds cool off the Pirates. Miami does something it doesn't do very often. It won a game tonight. It beat the Mets by a score of 5-1. Chicago beat Arizona. Didn't see if the pitchers had any hits. Washington over Atlanta. The Cardinals and the Giants, they were postponed because of tornadoes in the Missouri tonight. And the Dodgers leading Colorado in the 7th. In the American League, it was the Yankees beating the Red Sox 4-1. Cleveland Rays, rain delay hasn't started yet. Baltimore beat Detroit 7-5. Kansas City and Texas, the Rangers up big there. Seattle beating Minnesota. The Angels up 1-0 on Houston. And the A's are red hot. They've won 6 straight. They're playing Chicago tonight, and Toronto is beating San Diego. Again tonight, if you didn't see it, the Penguins lose tonight. Scores Crunch 4, Crunch 4 and the Penguins 2. Syracuse leads that series 3-1. Joe will wrap up the forecast when we come back. Stay here. It's Late Edition on WILN.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Tom, you can't be serious.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. Just thought I'd pay some bills and download some tunes.
You've got DSL at your house. Go do that there.
Yeah, but your cable high-speed internet is so much faster.
Lucky me.
Oh, by the way, your mom emailed you. Man, are you in trouble.
Service Electric high-speed internet, the best internet in the neighborhood.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
May 31st has not been the best of days in Pennsylvania history. Back in 1985, there was a big tornado outbreak. 89 people lost their lives. Over 500 people were injured. 42 tornadoes to be exact, 8 of them from an F4 to an F5. 207 to over 260 mile-per-hour winds. In addition to that, the Great Johnstown Flood in 1889, the South Fork Dam collapsed, releasing 40-foot wall of water. And only 57 minutes later, 20 million tons of water destroyed Johnstown. Many people lost their lives, and of course, it cost a lot of damage. So there it is, 1889, 1985, and 1998, another severe weather outbreak. So that has been going on May 31st. Atlantic hurricane season begins tomorrow, officially, and it ends November 30th. Now, we have nothing to show you live. 35 Skycast Doppler, just some ground clutter. 71 outside our station in Hazelton. Temperatures holding in most places generally in the 70s. A mild night right now, hot and humid as we head into tomorrow, and cool down in the forecast as we start going into next week. Extended forecast brought to you by The Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Some showers and thunderstorms developed this weekend. Brings in some cooler air as we start going into next week. Overall, doesn't look too bad weather-wise next week, but it's going to be much cooler with temperatures only in the upper 60s for daytime highs. And another look at that radar from Oklahoma through Kansas, Missouri, going up through Illinois. Those are all. You can see that the latest box, that red box just toward the south, that was just issued. That's another tornado watch that continues to be in effect. Good news is for those that are in the Oklahoma City area and more Oklahoma, those storms are starting to make their way toward the east, but still those tornado emergencies and latest statistics, over 170,000 people without power.
God bless
already
those
there's
people.
fatalities,
Honest to
and
God.
unfortunately those numbers are going to continue to go up.
Oh, how much can they
It
take?
hit the worst time. I mean, rush hour.
You know, we complain about the weather here, but we're fortunate to not see things like that, and we'll be keeping everybody who is in the vicinity of those storms in our prayers and our hearts. I'll tell you, we hope things improve weather-wise. Joe, have a good weekend. Everybody out there, you have a great weekend. Remember, Relay for Life till 5 o'clock tomorrow in the Hazelton area. Good night. See you Monday.